Okay, so this is going to be about week 2 and week 3 because I didn't really take the time out to do week 2, even though I had the idea to do week 2. And then week 3, I just got out of week 3. So I am currently now, at the timing of this taping, I am in week 4 with 12 more weeks of actual assignments, readings, and everything else left to do. The last week of this 16-week course of both of them is just a reflective post that is due like that Tuesday of the last week. And so actually not even by midnight, is due by 11 a.m. So it doesn't really count. But so yeah, so I'm gonna recap these weeks. So far clinicals. So I love clinicals because it gives me like an opportunity to look at like what my preceptor does, what I will be doing in the future. It gives me more experience in how to assess and what I'm seeing versus what I'm reading. So it kind of draws it all together, and so it makes me like retain a little bit more, especially if I can think on a certain case or a certain situation. I'm a very hands-on learner, so I actually like doing clinicals. So I love it. However, with clinicals in this master's program, so first it's my weekly communication. So I mean, honestly, that doesn't take long. It's just time consuming, and it's not. I view it as time consuming, and I procrastinate on it a lot because I just don't feel like doing it sometimes. Because like it asks you to like think of, there's different prompts, but it basically wants you to reflect on your clinical week and talk about it. And for the most part, like I can do it. I don't know. I just don't want to, I guess. I always save it for last. It's always one of the last things I turn in at the end of the week. And I'm actually trying to do better because honestly, after my last clinical for the week, like I can do it. Like there's no need to wait until Sunday. And so far, this course, so the second assignment, it seems like, so far this in this course, it's a lot of soap note writing, which I kind of get because we're like a semester before our graduating semester, and we're not like experts at writing soap notes, right? So we're getting in a lot of practice. So like just this past week, week 3, like we had a soap note for discussion. We had to submit it, and then we had a soap note for an assignment from our clinical patient. So that was 2. And then in the other class, so this, I think at one point, or maybe they were meant to be like one big class, but they broke it up into 2 because the assignments are like alternating. But I want to say, I can't remember right now what I turned in. I think there was a soap note due to, I think I did 3 soap notes. Yeah, I think I did 3 soap notes. Anyway, and then this week there's a whole bunch too. So, and then every week after that. So I just have to get in the habit of writing them. And it's not really bad because, the good thing about my job and, working in admissions is that I have to write history of present illness when I work on the initial orders to submit to the, physicians. So like, I'm kind of used to like writing it in a sense, like, because I gather information from like all sources, so like from like their clinicals, from talking to them, this intake and all that stuff, and so it's kind of the same thing. Only difference is like I'm adding more components into it, like more of my assessment into like the later half of like a soap note. So like my mental status exam, which actually like at work, like it asks you about their mental state, but they're just check boxes. You just check what's present. Um, and as far as like, vitals and all that stuff, labs, sometimes like I included in there, like if a urine drug screen was positive for XYZ or whatever. But um, I feel like in a soap note, it's more extensive. And then also, of course, you have to plan out the interventions. You got to plan out, what would you do? What, if you would start medication and, all the things. So So yeah, so there's a lot of soap note writing. And then every other week or something like that, every alternating week with the other class, um, we're supposed to write a clinical journal reflection, which honestly, it's another thing it doesn't take a lot to do it, but it's just, I gotta do it, Like it's one of those things where you just put off because it's like, why? I, I don't know. I think I understand the weekly communication, I understand the soap notes, but the clinical journal reflection, like, can we just do one big one at the end or like at midterm? Because there's so much more stuff that we have to do, in the week. It's, like readings and stuff like that. And I don't know. I just don't want to, it's just, I don't want to do it. But I do it because if I don't, I don't pass or whatever. So anyway, then there is, of course, we have assignments. And so that is alternating as well between the two classes. This assignment that we did last, it's horrible that I don't know. I was going to grab my phone, but my phone is actually recording. So let me look really quickly. Oh, we actually did a journal this past week in week 3. Okay, yeah. So the assignment was a case study and it was a soap note. So, and then in the other class, it was weekly communication, blah, blah, blah. We had a discussion board, so we didn't have a actual assignment. We just had the discussion board, which was a soap note. And then we had a clinical soap note. So there was 3 soap notes for this past week 3 week. So yeah. And then later on, I looked ahead and there's some papers, there's, a PowerPoint presentation, a portfolio that we have to do. Yeah. And some of those are extensive. Like some of the papers are like 4 to 6 pages. The portfolio seems pretty, you're doing your resume, your cover letter, stuff like that. I don't really know the logistics because they said that it's supposed to be on a web page, so I don't know. That's later on in the semester. But anyway, so yeah, so right now this is what I'm doing: soap notes and discussion board, soap notes, and the journals and weekly communications. So then the readings. There's a lot of readings, a lot of readings. And which is the interesting part, right? Because you get to learn actually about like the background of like some of these, diagnoses and or conditions. You get to learn like treatment options. It's interesting stuff. It's just that I don't know, like I guess I'm a slow reader when an academic reader, because when I read like a book for leisure, like I can finish that no problem. But like, academically, like I'm trying to retain and I want to take notes and then I want to highlight because I don't want to forget. And so it's like, trying to find that balance of like, okay, when do I just read to just read? And then when do I read to take notes? Or should I just skim through and read the certain sections, I don't know. But I did order one of the books called Memorable Psychiatry, I think it is. So it's kind of like a Cliff Notes version of like all of the um, mental health conditions and stuff. So I'll let you guys know when I get that. I have the other one. It's called Psychopharmacology, Memorable Psychopharmacology. So I have that. But yeah. So yeah, but I also noticed I looked ahead for that too, and it does taper off after like week 10 for one class, and then in the other class it tapers a little bit, but not as much. Week 10 it kind of slows down a little bit, but not completely. So yeah. And then so how am I feeling about this semester? How am I feeling about this class? These classes, everything. Um, I'm feeling overwhelmed. Like I feel so overwhelmed with like everything that I have to do, everything that I need to do, um, everything else that, just kind of is falling to the wayside right now, which, I just feel like, oh my gosh, like I need time to slow down. I feel like I need like a week of like not doing anything except for like focusing on like, my schoolwork and my assignments and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, that's not realistic. So I have to work and I got other things I have to do. So yeah, so I'm feeling very overwhelmed to the point where I'm like, am I even going to pass this class? I mean, and so far I'm doing good. Um, it's just, I don't know. I think it's the reading part of it is what's really making me feel stressed. Like, because there's just a lot of it and it's not just over like one thing, it's like over multiple things. Like for instance, um I'm gonna talk about the reading for week 4. Well, let's go back to week 3. We're talking about weeks 2 and 3. So in the one, well, this one isn't bad actually. We'll just stick with the one class. Let's go to week 4. Okay, so week 4, there are 3 chapters, right? This is actually not bad either. Wait a minute. Let me find a one that I was looking at that I was like, what the heck? Okay, here's one. Week 5. We're jumping ahead 2 weeks. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 4 chapters. One's about bipolar disorders. Then one's about depressive disorders. One is psychopharm, and one is psychotherapy. And the last 2 they tell you like what specific sections to review. And then you also have to read the DSM-5, which that's in every week. That's not just this week. And they have the recommended reading, which I think I told you guys about this, which is this book here. It's recommended reading, which honestly I haven't even started, but it's the purple book everybody talks about to prepare for boards or certification exam. So it's that one that's recommended, and then the other ones is required, supposed to be required, and that's just that one class. So both classes actually have they're like laid out like that. Same book, just different chapters. So that's week 5. So I said that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 chapters. You jump over to the other class, go to week 5, and let's see. You have you have 1, 2, so that's 6. DSM-5 again, so that's 7 because it's a different section. And then this other one, 2 and 21, that's 2 more chapters, but I think they overlap with the other class. Let me look. 2, we're going at week 5. No, they don't. So chapter 2, no, one of them does. So chapter 2. So that's 8 chapters, 2 classes, 1 in 1 week. So yeah, I think that's why I feel a lot of like, I guess, anxiety and feeling overwhelmed, because I'm like, yeah, I'm doing the assignments. I'm finding all my sources for everything that I need so far. But like most of it, right? Like the foundation of it is in the text. So yeah, and here I am making this video, but this is a distraction. This is a good distraction because I am feeling anxious. Did I mention that I feel like I was going to fail? I do feel like that, but I don't think I will. I know that I won't, because that would be crazy for me. It would be crazy for me because like that's just I guess the pressure I put on myself. Like, how could you fail and you're a semester, this is your semester before your very last semester. Like, if anything, you got to go harder this semester. And it's over summer too, so it's kind of like it's going to be even more harder because, summertime is like the time where you want to take trips, you want to relax, and the kids are out of school, you want to do things. So, that gets a little tough too. And then also, I think I'm done with clinicals in July. So yeah. Hold on. So yeah, I'm done with clinicals in July, so that'll relieve me a little bit towards the end of the summer. Um, so the challenges that I've had so far, like I said, is finding time. I work full time. The kids, they get out of school at the end of this week, and then they're going to go to their grandparents' house for 2 weeks. So that kind of helps a little bit because they won't let necessarily be like around the house and be like, I'm bored. Well, can we do this? Well, can we do that? Blah, blah, blah. The little one will be in daycare. Actually, it's not daycare, it's therapy, but it's an all day thing. So it's like 8 to 5. So he'll be there um, most of the days. So when I'm not working, like on my off days, I should be able to, for the most part, once he's dropped off, and then have the whole day, at least for 2 weeks, to work on my school stuff and hopefully take a break and do other stuff. But I feel like the more that I get done when they're not here, then the more I can relax in the evening and do what I want to do. Doesn't always work out like that, but that's my thought. Um, so yeah, so finding time to actually do everything, which will get better. Right now, it's just a struggle. And then also struggling with being alert more so in the evening. So my alert time, my optimum time to study is probably like between the hours of like 4 and 6. Um, maybe 7, but those are my hours. And sometimes later too. Like sometimes later in the night, like I'll be like awake, like really awake to the point where I will be like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and read or whatever because I have time. I'm up and I can, you know, let things like actually sink in and retain more so I feel. I'm not really alert in the morning, so that's my challenge because like once the kids leave for school, I'm here and trying to do my schoolwork, but I'm not really focused on it. I'm focused, but I'm not focused, and I'm like all over the place because I'm not really, this is not my time. This is not my let's buckle down and learn time. um, and then also another challenge is I've been putting a lot of things on the back burner. Like, so I bought like a lot of exercise, things like dumbbells. I bought exercise ball. I got some other stuff. I think there's this thing that you put like in your legs and you like to give your thighs a workout. I got these ankle weights and what is it called? Ankle weights and wrist weights. So the wrist ones I have like right here. So, and sometimes when I'm doing my schoolwork, like I'll put it on, but you just like put it on like this to put some weight on your wrist, so that way you can, I guess, tone a little bit. I don't know, but so yeah, so I want to utilize all that. I found YouTube videos to start my workouts at home before I actually go into a gym, but I haven't had time, or I've had time, but I haven't had this mental space to be like, okay, let's stop. Because I feel like if I stop and do it, then that's time I could be spending doing something else. It's really weird. And then, so hobbies, yeah, I'm not doing any of my hobbies right now. None of them. I'm not doing, my Duolingo, my Babbel. Like, I'm not reading leisurely or listening to anything leisurely at the time. Um, I don't know. I think the only thing that I've really done that I tend to do when I'm listening to stuff like videos that they want us to listen to is like my diamond art painting, but then I don't even do that because I'm trying to take notes during it too. So, yeah, so I don't really, I mean, I guess that's a bad thing because you got to have a balance or else you're going to burn out or you're going to like, you know, I don't know. I think you need a balance. I was in my feet done and my eyebrows done at one point. I only did that one time though. Haven't been back since. And then I do get the laser hair removal. I had an appointment actually yesterday. No, today actually. But I had to cancel it. And I have gotten my hair done, retwisted. So that I have been doing. So I guess that counts. But yeah, otherwise I haven't really been doing too much of anything. So yeah, so that's, I mean, that sounds all kind of depressing, but that's week 3 and 4. So hopefully, um, it gets a little bit better as the kids are done with school and, summer progresses. So yeah, that's my video. Yeah. So if any of you guys are in your master's program, whether it's nursing or something else, let me know how it's going for you. Are you taking classes over the summer? Are you only taking one course? Are you taking two like I am? Are you doing a clinical portion? Like, tell me how you guys are managing through your clinical and your schoolwork and balancing home life and work. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all in another video.